Hi guys, welcome to another episode. I have Emma with me. We're gonna help her to create some photos for her coaching website. And today you're gonna learn about flash photography, how you can take your photos to the next level with flash and with lighting. And this is for anyone who is a beginner and who wants to take the photos to the next level, who hasn't dared to start with flash and wants to try it. I hope that this can help you. Let's get into the tutorial. Okay, let's go. So the first thing we wanna do, we just wanna find our composition. And I want Emma to come a little bit to your right. Yeah, that's nice. Let's just take a photo and see how this looks. So this is how it looks when we don't have any flash. This is the ambient light. As you see, we're using ISO 160, shutter speed 1/200, aperture 1.4, Kelvin at 5.5, and the lens that we are using throughout the whole video is the Sony G Master 50mm 1.2 lens. And the camera that we are using is the Sony a7 R5. And as you can see in this photo, it's pretty dark. And if we would raise the exposure, the windows would get overexposed, and we don't want that. So what we need to do now is to add one light. Let's bring it up. And we don't want it to be in the frame, so we put it here. And the reason why we are putting it here is because the strongest light is actually coming from that window over there. So I just want to put it as a motivated light, so it seems almost like the light is wrapping her face. So let's try that. And as you can see in the photo, this is too bright. We have to take the power down. Took it down to 29%. Let's see what will happen then. Yeah, that looks a little bit more natural. But let us bring the light a little bit closer. Yeah, somewhere there, right? What do you think?
I like it.
Whenever you're taking photographs, just try different angles to see what works and what doesn't work. So as you can see, I think this photo is a little bit too flashy. And also her right eye doesn't have enough light. So the position of the light needs to come a little bit more in the front. So we have to change that. And we have to also change the power of the light. And another thing that I don't like with this photo is that behind her, you can see some things that are distracting. So I will move that as well. 19% flash power. And by the way, this light is a A10, Profoto A10. It has 76 watts. So it's not so strong, you know? And it's enough for, when you're doing it indoors. Just take it down a little bit there. See what happens. I think this is much better. So we are at 16% flash and it just looks so much more natural. When your client is happy with a photo and you're happy with a photo, try something else. As you can see, we have a lot of warm light coming into the room. Of course, we have the window light that is 5600. That's not the dominant light. Right now, the dominant light is the indoor light, and that's around 2700 Kelvin, which makes it really warm. So we can't keep the camera settings anymore at 5500. We have to take it down to 4500. And let's see how that looks. One thing to be aware of, I'm actually taking the photo from my iPad itself because we needed a shoulder, like she's talking to somebody. So that's the reason why I'm sitting there with my iPad, taking the photo from there. And yes, that's possible. I'm using Capture One for that, which is so cool. As you can see, we have a cooler tone now, which is fine. This 4500 Kelvin. One thing to be aware of whenever you change the Kelvin in the camera is that when you lower it too much, the skin becomes blue if you're using flash. Because the flash has a temperature of 5500. If you take the camera settings down too much, the face becomes almost blue and it doesn't look good. So you want to keep the camera settings at 5500 Kelvin if that's possible. If that's not, 4500 works. And in worst case scenario, whenever you have a really warm indoor light, you actually can use some CTO gels that can help with this issue. We can take that in another, that will be a whole episode for itself. But for now, just know that 4500 works fine. So we're just moving around all over the place. So whenever you're done with your photo in one place, go to the next place. And from the same place, find the position that looks the best, take some different variations and just change. En bild när du bara står så här. So here's a photo without the flash. So what I did here is that I had to raise the ISO to make the whole scene a little bit brighter. And we have to take the aperture down to 1.2, which helped us to bring out a little bit more light. The shutter speed was the same. And it looks okay. I mean, I think we can work with this. But let's see how it works when we add some flash. And also another thing that you can see is that the picture looks pretty flat. And yeah, we want that contrast. We want her to pop out. So let's see how it looks with flash. I mean, as you can see in this photo, it's just obvious. It's night and day. It's such a huge difference. And what we have done here, we had added 21% of flash, and we raised the shutter speed at 250th, aperture still at 1.2, Kelvin still the same. ISO we brought it down to 125 because we don't need the scene to be as bright. And as you can see, guys, it's such a huge difference. So that's why I'm saying that, you know, flash photography can really take your photos to the next level. So another tip for you that you need to know is the shutter speed for flash sync. If you get black bars, just know that you need to lower down your shutter speed to 250th or 200. Some cameras have something called high speed sync. Then you can push the shutter speed as much as you want, but some doesn't have that. So know that whenever you get the black bars, it just means that your shutter speed is too high. Take it down to 250 or 200. So guys, what we are doing is that she's actually triggering the photo from the iPad. We're just pretending that she's writing something about me. And yeah, let's see how it goes. So what is wrong with this photo? I mean, I think the lighting and everything looks good, but the only thing that is wrong is where the positioning of the person. As you can see, Emma is a little bit off from the rule of thirds. If you see in the next frame, it just looks better. It has a better symmetry. Alright guys, so whenever you're outside, whatever you need to think about is that most probably you need a stronger flash. So right now I'm using the Profoto B10, it's 250 watts. Inside we were using the 76 watt A10. And inside you don't need more than 76 watt. I mean, I was using it at 20%, something like that. And outside, you know, since we're working against the sun, it's a little bit harder. So right now I'm having it at 35%, and that's the 250 watts power light. So that's the issue we have when we're outside. We need a stronger light. So that's something to be aware of. And also I'm not liking that you can see the flash here. You can actually see the flash in the photo, as you can see. We can remove that in Photoshop, we can do some magic, I will show you that. But let's move the flash so we don't have that issue. I mean, it's always better to do it in camera so you don't have to think about it in Photoshop. So in this photo you see that this is without flash and it looks pretty good. And on the next photo, as you can see, we're using flash and we have to push it quite a lot. We were in a shade area and we were using a 250 watt light, and still we had to push it 48% because we are outside and we are fighting not the sun but the outside light, which is, yeah, it's pretty strong. That's why you need a stronger light. If you would use the other one that I used indoors, the A10, which has 76 watts, you really need it to be close and you have to push it to maximum and it will give you a little bit. But just to make sure when you're outside, have a stronger light if you can afford it and if you can. And by the way, you don't need to buy the light that I'm using, Profoto, it's pretty expensive. You can use so many other lights that are, you know, so much cheaper and almost as good. So it doesn't really matter what you use in the beginning. Whatever you can afford, it's good. All right, guys, as you can see, it's very lit in here, right? So one technique that you can use to create we're just doing a thumbnail now. It's that you just make it really dark in your camera. You put the shutter up or the aperture up and you make it really dark inside. I'm gonna take a shot where you see when it's completely dark and then we're gonna flash it. And you're gonna see that the skin will look so soft and it will, you know, the fall off of the light is really beautiful, the wrap up. And that's the good thing when you keep the light really close. So let's take a photo without the flash. You see how dark it is. That's really dark. And now with the flash. Oh my God. Amazing. I mean, oh my God. I love it. All right, guys. So we are done for today. Thank you. See you on the next one. Bye. Jag tror vi har det.